Hello, hello, my beautiful people. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Goretti and I am the counselor at Butterfly Project. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit more about health, but in a different perspective. So I want to dive a little bit deeper into, our mental and emotional health, mostly our subconscious mind. Okay. So, I'm going to try to make these videos a little bit quicker. So the first thing I want to mention is we are bombarded with, social media, with, images on, TV, whatever platform you're on, whatever you're watching, people sharing things, people talking about things, the news, things like that. And one of the, biggest things actually that I teach my clients, especially people that deal with anxiety and depression, I will teach them this, but we really need to be careful what we take in. It's kind of like diet, same thing. For our physical health, right? We want to be careful of our salt intake, sugar intake, how much water are we drinking, things like that. And, so many other things, of course, right? But just like we're paying attention to what we're ingesting into our body, we also need to pay attention to what we're ingesting, essentially, into our minds, right? Our subconscious mind. So, and I know I've mentioned this, in a lot of kind of my videos, but when we are talking about our subconscious mind, right? So that's the back part of your brain, if you don't know what it is, that is on all the time. It's open all the time. It's kind of like, I always say, it's awake all the time. This would be, when we're sleeping, right? Our conscious mind is still awake and our subconscious mind is still awake. Our conscious mind is what actually shuts down, goes to sleep, right? But what is in our subconscious mind, that's why if you watch, a show or something before bed, now you're having like this weird dream about things that happened during the day and pieces of this show and all that kind of stuff. The reason is because your subconscious mind is literally like a sponge soaking all of this in. And what I teach and work with my clients, especially in the first few sessions, is showing them what their subconscious mind has in there from the first 6 to 10 years of their life. That affects who you are as an adult, okay? And so just like we want to deal with that piece and kind of reprogram our subconscious mind, if you did have negative things, programmed in there, we want to work on, reprogramming it, right? So this still continues. People always think like, oh, it's just in my childhood, but no, it's not. This still continues. What are you taking into your mind? What shows are you watching? What are you seeing on social media? Even your own imagination. What are you being focused on, right? What's the negative, talk that you have, that negative self-talk, the stories that you're telling yourself? What are the images and things you're going through in your mind? That is going to affect you mentally and emotionally, all right? So we don't realize how important it is to really pay attention to what we are taking into our mind. And it happens through what we see, what we hear, right? As well as what we're experiencing. That all gets recorded in the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is that memory bank, right? And so this is, going to affect how you act, how you communicate, how you feel about yourself, how you're mentally, thinking and feeling. This is all going to affect that. So I'll give the easiest example would be people that, are dealing with anxiety. Well, if you're dealing with anxiety and you're watching, like crime shows, guess what? That's going to amplify your anxiety. You might be really interested in, that kind of stuff, but unfortunately, it is affecting your mental health, which then affects your emotional health. You're going to be feeling not great, right? Communication, if you're taking in stuff and it affects your communication, right? That's going to affect you in that way as well. So even though our subconscious mind is programmed in the first 6 to 10 years, which I work with clients to, I call it, reprogram, them or re-brainwash yourself, right? Because essentially in the first 6 to 10 years, you have been brainwashed, by everything you saw, heard, felt, experienced, right? Not just from your parents, but from family and school and, the media and billboards and magazines, newspapers, all of it, right? Everything we take in is like ingesting food. It is the same, but it is for your mental health, and it gets recorded in your subconscious mind. So as a child, as an adult, now we got to work on changing what went in there as a child, but it still continues. The subconscious mind is always on. It is always recording, right? It's always taking in. If you were to, because I am doing a video right now, but let's say you were to actually have like a video on, like a recorder, kind of recording everything that you're seeing, everything that you're experiencing. And if you were to play that back, and kind of put it under a magnifying glass, right? Look at it and say, okay, if I were to look at everything I'm taking in, all of this that I've just recorded, what can this translate into in my mind? It also is based on what already is subconsciously programmed in your mind from those first 6 to 10 years, right? So the two are kind of playing on each other. But for the most part, as an adult, whatever you're taking in is being recorded into your subconscious mind, and it is going to affect your mental and emotional health. So how do we deal with this, right? In order to have a healthy diet, if you want to call it that, of what you're taking in, what is being impressed on your subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is always impressionable. It's happening all the time. So whatever you're taking in is impressing on your subconscious mind. That is actually going to run the show. 95% of what we do is actually, what we say, what we do, what we think, what we feel is actually happening from the subconscious mind. Everybody, humans are control freaks, right? We all think we're in control, and to a degree we are, but your subconscious mind is the one running the show. Okay, so 5% of your life is actually conscious awareness, but guess what? That 5% is affected by the 95%, your subconscious mind. So you're always impressing your subconscious mind by everything you take in, visually, audible, feelings, experiences. It's all being recorded in there. So what do we want to do for the mental diet? We want to ensure that everything you're taking in, or as much as possible, is positive. Okay, so that means, kind of like a diet, what do we need to do first? We need to eliminate. You go through your cupboards, we get rid of all the junk. You go through the fridge and freezer, get rid of all the junk. Processed foods, we want to make sure we're making healthy, wholesome meals. We don't want to go through the drive-through, that kind of thing, right? So same with the mental diet. The subconscious, what to impress the subconscious mind with. We first need to get rid of all the negative stuff. So that means no watching news. Don't watch those crime, shows. Those friends that are always gossiping and complaining, negative people, all that kind of stuff. And I know some of them are family members, right? And we kind of, need to be around it. But you can still shift yourself. Talk to another family member at that dinner. Pull yourself away, help, shift the conversation, whatever it is, to get yourself out of that. What else can you do? So another thing would be, if you're listening to even things like music, what kind of music are you listening to? Is it uplifting you? What types of things, lift your soul, lift your spirit, make you happy? Who are you hanging out with? Does that person make you happy, right? Something else is, there's that saying, we are the sum of the 5 people we hang out with the most. What 5 people are you hanging out with? Who's at the top of your list, right? You might need to make some changes, or you might need to hang out with, that person or those people a little bit more that do bring you, that joy and happiness. So there's that experiences, right? What are you doing in your alone time, your downtime? What are you doing when you first wake up in the morning? What are you doing at night before you go to bed? How are you spending that time? Are you just, sitting there and vegging and watching, shows over and over again? Or are you like doing things that you're passionate about, that you're happy about? My next video is going to be about this. But, how are you spending your time? Everything you're doing, experiencing, hearing, seeing, this is all impressing your subconscious mind. If it is not positive, if it is not healthy, if it does not feel good, if it doesn't bring you joy or happiness, it's not going to be good for your mental health. Okay? So you want to ensure that you are careful what you are taking in, because remember, your subconscious mind is being impressed by those, and then everything in your life flows from that. And also you want to ensure that what you are impressing your subconscious mind with, right, what you are taking in is going to be positive, healthy, fun, happy, just think sunshine, blissful, deep, going deep, things like spiritual, things that bring you joy and happiness, passions, right? What kind of passions do you have? What makes you, passionate? What, lights up that fire inside of you? What helps you be creative? So creativity. I love listening to music, and over the last few months, I've really, kind of seen how the music that I'm listening to can shift and change my day. And so I have like playlists now of like, these feel good things. And even if I am struggling with maybe something mentally or emotionally, once I listen to the music, right, like it really is healing and gets me into a different kind of, state of mind. So things like that, if you're not feeling great or you're feeling tired or whatever it is, see how you're feeling, and then what are you taking in? Is it something that you want to create or do? Is it music you want to listen to? Is it a show or a movie that you want to watch? Is it a friend that you want to talk to or get together with? Is it your partner? What is it, right? So careful what you take in, because it is impressing your subconscious mind. So you want to make sure that it is not negative or unhealthy. You want to make sure that it is positive and healthy, because that is going to affect your mental health, your mental state, your feelings. All right, my loves. I hope that this was helpful for you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. As always, do all the things, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, hit the bell icon so you get notified of new videos. Share this video with anybody that you think it might be helpful for, and also comment down below. I love hearing from you guys and respond to you guys. And if you do want to work with me or know somebody that does, my information is always in the description box below of how to contact me for that. All right, my loves, thanks so much for being here. I wish you guys all peace, love, and light. Until next time, bye-bye.